In today's episode, we return to the Adamsons' farm to take a look at several old homes built at the turn of the century and on sites of cabins built in the early 1800s. I covered the history of the Adamsons in last week's video. In short, they immigrated from Downs County, Ireland during the potato famine, operated a mercantile store in the 1860s, and purchased the farm and grist mill by 1870. I am joined briefly by my buddy Scott as we investigate two cemeteries in the woods. Thanks for taking this journey back in time to uncover these hardy settlers and to experience their story. Stay tuned. We're on site, and we are at the Trumbo house. The gentleman that built this house, I believe his name was Philip Trumbo. I could have that first name not right, but this house was built in the 1800s, and we're going to take a look at this house. We're going to detect this where we can, and the grass here is a little high, so it's going to be tough. And I can already see some trash in the yard here, some aluminum trash. So we're going to do our best to detect this. And I've also been told that they use this house here for their hunting buddies. So I'm told that there may be a lot of bullets and shell casings here in the ground. Now, if you guys see any spooks looking out the window, let me know. But I'm not only focusing on the Trumbo house here, I'm also going to focus on this area right here. There was an old log house that sat here, and you can see there's the corner foundation here. This is where the house stood. It looks like there might have been a cellar here, and this house here was here in the 1700s, and in fact, I'm told that it could be one of the earliest houses in the entire valley. And so, and the Cowgers sold their land to the Trumbos, and the Trumbos are an early family too. About 1800, they were in this area, and they owned the land of the prior video I did on the Adamson. All of those properties, they changed hands, but some of the family are still around. They still live here, and it's not uncommon for generations of families to stay with their property. I mean, it's amazing how many generations. I mean, just the Adamsons, they have 7 generations that have been here living on this land. There's the spring house right there. So the water comes right out of the ground right here. So this, a good source of spring water that is dependable in the winter and in the heat of the summer, was critical in locating where they built their house. So, all right, let's go take a look at the house. Look at the gingerbreading and the tracery there on the eave of the house. This is an old porch, and you can see it up there underneath the eave. They don't build houses like they used to. I was talking to the landowner, and he was talking about how they would do this back in the day, and they didn't have the modern technology machinery that can cut all this stuff out back in that time period. So they would have to make a pattern, and then they'd have to hand saw it. Look, we got some spooky, boy, isn't that spooky? The deer antlers. Now this, I might have to bring out my small coil and swing in here. But look at these big stones, these big foundation stones. I don't know if you can see how they've been hit as they chiseled and dressed this stone. You might be able to see it right there a little better. Boy, the labor and intensity of building structures and homes back in that time period. Okay, so this is kind of stuff we're going to have to be working around. This stuff will ring like crazy on your metal detector because it's galvanized. Look at that. The steps used to come down here, probably down here, down to here. So, you know, this might be a good area to look. Let's take a look. Let's walk around. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough swinging in here. Real tough swinging. Man, look at that stone. Can you guys see this? Look how big this stone is right here. The horses, the teams of horses they had to use to put this in. Unbelievable. I don't know if you guys can see, you know, they're up there in the eave of the gable of the roof, you know, the gable area of the house. Just that beautiful decoration. Just a beautiful old home. No one's lived here for many, many years, but you know, it's still in good shape. It's not rotted, and having it so high off the ground here saved it. All right. Well, you say we get out the metal detector, put on our gear. Let's see what we can find. All right, you guys, I left my GoPro batteries at home on the table. So I got one battery and I have my iPhone. So I'm going to be very selective on the video footage of the actual digs to, you know, to preserve the battery that I have. I had a good signal, 17. I'm going to show you what it is. I found a number of these at the other house site down the way here, and I'm right off the old cabin site here, and this is it. And I think it's going to be a hatchet. Looky there. First plug, first hole, first find is an axe head, and it's got the ears. You know, these ears right here, you know, those are pretty old. The more modern axes did not have that feature. You know, this 1800s easily could be earlier. I'll clean these up. I'm going to have somebody restore these old axes, and I'm actually going to have them restored and put the handles on them and present them to the landowner. All right, let's keep going. All right, I'm literally right off the foundation of the house here. I just popped this out of the ground. And I was looking at it, I thought it might be junk, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be either a little pail or a water container. Let me put this down here so I can show you. Do you see the lid here? That's the lid. Let me pull you down where you can see it. See the lid there? It's small. So I wonder if that was, you know, some kind of water container. Early. That's early. That's copper. You even see the wire there that held the top piece on it. All right, let's keep going. I do have a coin. I think it's round. It's in the plug. It could be a modern because it wasn't that deep. So let's take a look. Okay, it's right here. It's right here. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is a wheat cent. Okay, so it's a wheat cent. Can't Can't make out a date though. All right, I'll clean that up, and we'll get a date. We'll get a date for you later. But hey, 1 wheat cent richer. Okay, I just found something, popped it out of this hole right here. I don't know if it's old. I don't think it is. I think it's a buckle. Could it be a silver buckle? Could be. I think it's an old suspender buckle. That's what I think. Put down here. Yeah. Yep, it's an old suspender clip, an old suspender buckle. I don't think it's that old. It just doesn't look that old to me. But, you know, I mean, it could definitely go back into, you know, the 1930s. All right. Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but it is a suspender clip. That's what that is. They can date, you know, mid-1800s easily, well into the 1900s. Okay, you guys, it's big and it's round. Look, 1312, and it's right there. See that? Oh yeah, tomback. Yeah, that is an old tomback button. I thought I'd bring it up so you guys could see the spun back right there. Do you see that? Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, that's awesome. All right, pulled the plug and popped it out, and it's right over here. And it's jumpy. It's not that, doesn't sound that good, but, well, no, it does. It didn't sound that good in the hole, so I think there's iron in here. Oh, what is that? What is that? Ew. What is that? Is it a hemlite? It's lead. It is lead. Yeah, it could be something good. It could be something not so good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. You know, it is big and round, but I don't know if it's old or what. So we'll pocket that, and we'll keep going. All right. I popped the plug and pulled it out, and I hit it, and I actually broke it. And this is actually a pretty good artifact. If I can find the whole piece of it. This is pewter. That's a handle to a pewter. I think it's going to be a handle. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Let's see if we can't find more of it. Right there. Yep, there's the rest of it. So there's the pieces of it right there. That's old. That's 1700s right there. That's awesome. And I just dug this out of the ground. And I wonder what it is. Any idea what that is? It's beautiful. That's a beautiful piece right there. I'm happy about that. All right, I just popped this out of the ground. Just an old iron spoon bowl. Look at that. If you don't dig the iron, you miss artifacts like that. And that's beautiful. All right. All right, you guys, I don't know if I got something good or not. It rang high, and I found a piece of pottery with it. Let's take a look. Okay, so I pulled this piece of crockery out of the hole. And this was in the hole. And I'm hoping, oh, look at that. Look at that. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, wow. All right. Look at that. That is awesome. We might be able to get a maker's mark right here. Yes, we will. You guys see what that says? Madison silver plate. Madison silver plate. That's awesome. Yes. All right, I popped the big plug because I was pulling out some of this crockery. This stone crockery. There's quite a bit of it in here. Some china. And of course, I find a harmonica reed. And these I find these everywhere, it seems. These were real popular back Civil War until about 1920, 30. And, people would sit on their porch and they'd play the harmonica. Okay, let's pocket it and keep going. All right, you guys, I just pulled this out of that hole, and it is a huge bean pot spoon. It's iron. These things could go back clear back in the early 1800s. I mean, even earlier. I don't know how much earlier, but definitely earlier. And I've been finding some hubs, some wagon hubs, and I'll show you the big wagon wheel when I get up to it. But so a lot of iron stuff. There's probably a wagon that stood here, and this came off of it. All right, let's pocket it and keep going. It may not seem like much, but it is a pewter handle. Yep. That is a pewter. That's 1700s right there. That's real old. That's awesome. Let's see if we can't find the rest of it in that hole. All right, I pulled the plug and it's still in the hole. Look at that. Look at that. Is that where the spoon ends right there? Right there. Yeah, well, you know what? We got a maker's mark right there. I think. I can't tell. All right, man, we're finding some stuff. That's awesome. I don't see any maker's mark on that, but I'll clean it up. All right. All right, you guys, we're gonna go up and check out the cemetery by this old house. Now, Amy, do you know the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard?
No. I do.
You do? Well, how do you watch my videos?
No,
huh?
actually I had somebody on a bike ride explain it to me.
What's the difference?
A graveyard is at the church because it is like a yard. A graveyard has a church building by it. A cemetery does not. Hey there, puppy.
I remember going through a lot of brambles, so maybe we're in the right.
You know, it might be up on that higher knoll.
It might be.
I'll tell you one thing.
I wonder if we went up that little hollow
They
to
had
get
a
up
hard
on
time.
You know, we're in the thickest area.
that up that little hollow, because I'm thinking it is going to be on that knoll right up there.
They had a hard time getting the grave.
All right, I see you. I see a way through. All right, puppy. You and I can go this way. I found a way out around this stuff. I don't know how they dug graves up here. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Would it be where those pines are?
No.
Okay.
Right down that hill.
All right. Hey, Scott. This is no country for old men, buddy. Here it is.
Yeah.
Okay. $1835. Died 1875. 40 years old. Here's George Cowger. Age 79 years old. Elizabeth, wife of George, died 1892. Born July 17, 1839. Died 19. Looks like it says 02. 64 years. This is a beautifully carved one. Susan R., wife of Elijah Cowger, died 1907, age 55. That's not much older than me.
Harder life.
1916, about the outbreak of World War I. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's probably a child right there. All right, you guys. Let me catch my breath. We have come up on the other cemetery. You know thing I noticed is this ground cover.
Yeah.
It was at the other cemetery.
Yeah. Well, same thing with the
Acacia or
not yucca, but
yucca.
Maybe it is yucca.
Watch out for nails and stuff when it comes. Frank I. He's the one. He built the big White House.
Okay.
He's a pretty old guy.
Oh yeah, that's 1869.
The way it went was like some of the, as the Cowger descendants came down, the farm was split into different pieces for brothers or whatever, and one of them sold a parcel to Frank I, and he built that big house, but then some of them ended up buying it back from him, or the Popes bought it from him or something like that.
Well, his wife died in 1911. That had to be about the time of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the original road right here they'd bring them in on.
Yeah.
He lived there all alone, you think?
These would be,
For 40 years, there's 1852. Died 1888. Henrietta
oh, this was a
child.
This is a 2-year-old.
Yeah, this one is
Born
too.
1896, died 1896.
This one's aged 4 years old.
Yeah, this is a 2-year-old here.
4 years old. B. Preston Cowger. 2 years old. Yeah, I can't imagine the grief. I mean, we all know how much we love our kids.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And it was commonplace back then to lose.
Terrible.
In some places they didn't name them until they passed
Yeah.
one because you weren't sure if they were going to live.
Yeah, I can't see that. Charles Elias Elizabeth. Elizabeth, and here's Henry. 1852. 26 years. Aged.
Yeah.
No, not even. I think it was 20. I think she was 21 years old. Oh man, probably childbirth.
Yeah.
21 years old.
Yeah.
What was the year?
1820, 1852. She was 21 years old. Polly.
Polly Cowger.
1820 to 1896. Wow. Now you wonder, with that other cemetery being so close, why they didn't just bury in the same cemetery.
Why they didn't bring those people up
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
bury, I don't know.
Yep.
I guess you want to keep family with family.
Well, your land, but
Yeah.
you know, land passes on after
Yeah.
so many generations.
Maybe they didn't think that would happen.
Okay, so the original house is right here.
Yeah. They kind of left some of the foundation stones here.
So the man that came from Ireland.
No.
This is
So is this log house here when you were? It was here too.
It was very dilapidated. I kind of remember being a little bit in the first floor of it. It was here.
Now, was there a chimney or was it just like a
You know what?
potbelly stove?
I can't remember.
And the building down here, I mean, that's
That's a
hand cut
spring
stone.
house.
Oh wow.
It's a spring house. It was cool because
And the stones are fossils, so there's
yeah,
fossils
it was
in the
working
stones.
It was cool when I was growing up because it still had the water running through it.
The electric fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear that on our
Yeah,
headsets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But when, of course, like I said, when Larry Pope came back and kind of took this over from his family and took it back, they lived here in the summers.
Wow.
And so they put in the washer and dryer and all this. But the
This
water
was with the cabin.
the water from the spring came in and flowed through these troughs, and
Wow,
that's where
right
they
here.
could keep their milk cold.
Yeah,
they could
yeah.
do all that
Oh,
stuff.
That was the
wow.
refrigerator.
Yes, that was the refrigerator. The water from the spring came through, and it just flowed through these troughs.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
You know, this is mud.
Uh-huh.
It's mud plaster.
Yeah. But this would have been here when the original.
Yeah, I mean you can
Yeah.
tell by
This was here when.
You
the
got one of
original
these at your house.
Yeah, there wasn't a spring house, but
Uh huh.
yeah, this is old.
Like there's something metal right there.
Yeah, looks like a hinge.
Yep.
Huh. Very nice.
Wonder if there's any dates carved in any of this.
Well, it looks like, you know, it's sandstone. And you can see the fossils in it, which is really cool. The shells.
Yeah, yeah. Look, there's an actual shell right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the...
I mean, not an imprint, but the actual shell. I don't know if you guys can.
that thing was in there somehow.
Look, you can right there, shell right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really good here. I mean, all the way down through here. These. I mean, some of them are different stones.
There's shell.
This is sandstone.
Now, how'd that shell survive millions of years or hundreds? Look at this. There's a piece of actual shell right there.
Yep.
Oyster shell.
Yeah.
Embedded in that limestone. Same right there. You can see the shell right there.
Yep, I wonder where they got the stone from.
The mountain. I'd say right up behind the hill here.
I would assume. I mean, I don't know.
You know, when we walked up to that other cemetery, I saw stones with
With it.
shell on it.
Some of them are different. 'Cause that's just...
Look, there is shell right there. I mean, there's shell in here,
I mean, you can see them. It's
like actual shell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.